Which new recruit had you convinced they were an undercover officer? Private Dalton showed up to our unit straight from basic training, but something felt off immediately. This guy knew way too much about everything. First day of orientation, Sergeant Quinn was explaining radio protocols when Dalton casually mentioned that our frequency management was outdated. Sir, shouldn't we be using encrypted burst transmission for these coordinates? Current setup seems vulnerable to interception. Quinn just stared at him. Most privates barely knew which end of the radio to talk into. This kid was discussing advanced communication security like he'd been doing it for years. During weapons training, it got worse. Dalton field stripped his rifle faster than our platoon sergeant. When the armorer demonstrated cleaning procedures, Dalton pointed out a maintenance step that wasn't in the manual but prevented barrel corrosion in humid climates. Where'd you learn that? The armorer asked suspiciously. Just makes sense, right? Dalton shrugged, but his answer felt rehearsed. The red flags kept multiplying. He knew exactly how long different MRE components stayed fresh past expiration dates, could identify vehicle engine problems by sound alone, understood tactical formations that weren't taught until advanced training. Most suspicious was his physical condition. Kid looked like he'd been hitting the gym for years, not some teenager fresh out of high school. Perfect posture, moved with confidence, never seemed tired during long marches. My squad leader, Sergeant Fletcher, pulled me aside after 2 weeks. Keep an eye on Dalton. Something's not adding up. Nobody picks up everything that fast unless they've seen it before. We started testing him subtly, asked about equipment he shouldn't know existed, mentioned bases he'd never been stationed at. Every time, Dalton would get this careful look in his eyes before answering. The breaking point came during night navigation training. We were supposed to reach checkpoint Charlie using map and compass only. No GPS, no electronic aids. Dalton led our squad through the darkest terrain I'd ever seen, moving like he could see in complete blackness. Never hesitated at intersections, never checked his compass, just walked confidently through woods that had other squads wandering, lost for hours. How are you doing this? I whispered. Good sense of direction, I guess. But I caught him glancing at his watch in a way that seemed like he was timing something, like he knew exactly when we'd reach each waypoint. Fletcher confronted him directly the next morning. Dalton, what's your real background? And don't give me some story about being a fast learner. That's when the truth came out, and it was stranger than any undercover theory we'd imagined. Dalton's father was Command Sergeant Major Curtis Dalton, stationed at the Pentagon. His older brother was a Green Beret instructor at Fort Bragg. His uncle ran survival training for Special Forces candidates. This kid had been attending military summer camps since age 12, spent every vacation on different military bases. His family treated military knowledge like other families discussed sports statistics. I've been around this stuff my whole life, he explained. Dad made me memorize equipment manuals for fun. My brother taught me advanced tactics during high school breaks. I probably knew more about military procedures before enlisting than most soldiers learn in their first year. But here's the part that really got us. Dalton had specifically requested assignment to our unit because it had the reputation for being the most challenging training environment on base. I wanted to prove I could succeed based on merit, not family connections. Figured if I could make it here without anyone knowing my background, I'd earn respect honestly. Fletcher started laughing. Kid, you earned respect by making us think you were some kind of government spy. That's more impressive than any family connection. The company commander reassigned Dalton to advanced leadership track within a month, said his knowledge base was too valuable to waste on standard training rotations. 2 years later, Dalton made sergeant faster than anyone in battalion history. Not because of family influence, but because he'd already proven himself capable of handling responsibilities above his rank. The crazy part? His father never pulled strings or made special requests. Command Sergeant Major Dalton didn't even know his son was struggling to hide their family military background until Fletcher wrote a commendation letter mentioning it. At Dalton's promotion ceremony, his father showed up in dress uniform looking prouder than I'd ever seen a senior NCO. Told everyone within earshot that his son had earned recognition through pure skill and dedication.